Hello, beautiful people. Excuse me. Welcome back to my channel. I'm sorry I didn't come on yesterday. My daughter was sick with a fever and I was in bed with her or helping her all afternoon yesterday and all morning. So sorry I missed that. Missed you here on my channel and my daily videos. So today I'm going to do two videos to make up for it. And also my live that I normally do on Wednesday is going to be postponed because she's still sick. So I'm not going to be able to do the live, but I will do it tomorrow, and I'll talk about that in a minute. So today we're going to be going into more about the EQ, emotional intelligence, and how important it is for our healing, physical and mental and emotional healing. It is all together and combined, and so we can't separate one from the other. And I'm going through the process of it, examining each one. The physical I did, now I'm on the emotional intelligence. And taking back our health in the sense that we're taking responsibility for the physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual habits that we have so far, and starting to upgrade them so that we can upgrade physically, we can release all those chronic pains and stresses that we have and actually be happy and healthier holistically, right, in all domains. So we talked about emotional awareness, basically, which is the ability to recognize and understand your moods and emotions and how they affect others, which I talked about on my previous video. And today I want to talk about the second pillar or hallmark of emotional intelligence, EQ, which is self-regulation. So once we are kind of become more aware of our emotions and our moods, then okay, so what do we actually do about it? So this involves being able to control your impulses and moods, and to think, or at least feel and then think before acting, right? So I hopefully have convinced you until now. Sorry, I'm still a bit bunged up. Still clearing and detoxing. So I hopefully have convinced you until now that our emotions are not just annoying thing, like we have to just push them down and push them in, because that's obviously detrimental to our health or holistic health. So I'm hoping that now you've kind of I'm convincing you, and if you're not convinced, go and see my master convinced. I mean, if you're still considering what the possibility of emotions are and why they're so important, go and see my masterclass on mastering your emotions. But hopefully you've kind of understood now, but they're an invaluable asset to us rather than a hindrance to navigate the game of life. And they're inseparable from our physical, mental, and spiritual health. So our emotions create a lot of stress in our body, and perceived stress is when we are under, from the outside world, but our emotions literally are the internal world, right? So we have to start realizing that the perceived stress of a strong emotion in this nervous system is just as dangerous as a perceived danger signal from outside, like in the old, when we were in the savannah, tigers and lions and whatever else that might come and jump out to us. So that's really important to get. Perceived stress, emotions create perceived stress because we don't know actually how to regulate our emotions. We've never been taught, and we've never been shown that there is other ways to start to bring a sense of safety. So ultimately, regulation, or soothing, I prefer to call it, stress management, emotional stress management. I prefer soothing because it creates a sense of safety in our bodies, which helps to reduce psychosomatic or perceived danger pain, psychosomatic TMS, mind-body syndrome pain, and dis-ease in the body that has originated from lack of emotional awareness, basically, and stress in the body, right? So because because emotions are creating this sense of perceived stress in the body, that's why it's really important to start to develop a toolbox or tools, soothing tools that you can have at your fingertips at any one moment, right? At any moment that you have a stress or an emotion that's coming up or a trigger. So I just want to ask you right now, maybe you're advanced in this area and something, so I'm trying to cater for less advanced and beginners as well. But what is your go-to when you're feeling emotionally triggered or overwhelmed or upset about something? Like, what is it that you actually do? What is your go-to, right? And some people might just say, well, what does that even, I don't even have anything. I don't know what I do. I just get over it, or move on or not feel it. Or, most of the time we actually avoid, which we don't even realize that we're doing it. And there's no judgment here, because I was in your shoes, or at least I was completely unaware of my emotions for the majority of my adult life, until about 5 years ago, when I started to realize that I was so overwhelmed with my emotions and so scared of my emotions and so terrified of having an anger attack or a sadness attack or whatever it was, that I was, strong emotions. And those two are my, go-to emotions. And I'm going to be talking about that as well. The three core emotions. And of course, my body was signaling to me, that your emotional stress is very, very high and needs to be, looked at. So thank you, body, for that, because it really took me on a completely different journey, overcoming all my chronic pain and diseases that I had, and diagnoses, and coming out the other end much stronger with emotional IQ and spiritual IQ, because I was forced to look at the purpose and for passion and everything else in my life that was not satisfying me, or creating ease and harmony and balance, right? So and they're all connected, right? So emotional intelligence toolkit, building your emotional intelligence toolkit, or your EQ toolkit, is a ninja move, is a move that we can start to take responsibility for our emotions and really start to make start to understand how we can actually build that emotional intelligence, and regulate and soothe our emotions and our nervous system in the meantime, right? So emotions, that I've told you, are energy in motion. They are stored in the physical body, usually is created with a memory, a thought, a feeling, and an action, or a thought, a feeling sticks in the body. They create blockages because they are energy. They are a form of energy. They are a form of vibration, a form of resonance. They can get blocked in like knots, and re-triggered over time, and create knots, blocks, and dis-eases in our body. Dis-ease being just dis-ease, right? It's not a flow of vital energy, and a flow of movement of energy in our bodies, right? Everything is energy. I'm not talking about woo-woo stuff here. Everything is energy. Everything has a vibration. So whether we like it or not, this is happening. So they're very dense energies. They can get very stuck and tangled. And by getting re-triggered by them, and getting re-triggered and constantly having the same ones coming up, they can become like knots, tangled knots of energy in our energetic centers, or the chakras, and nodis, which are the thousands of other kind of, the system of Chinese medicine meridians all over the body, which has been shown now. So it's really, really important to kind of build a sense, to build a toolbox basically for creating ease. Ultimately, we're trying to create a sense of safety for our emotions internally, it's the key here is creating a sense of unconditional love, compassion, acceptance for the parts of you that are feeling the strong emotions. So this is going to be something I'm going to be going into as well, the parts work or shadow work. Really, really important. So we're ultimately creating a sense of safety, since our nervous system no longer perceives emotions as stressful. That's the key here, right? I'm just checking that my daughter's okay. Up in here, yeah. So there are 3 core emotions that I've gone into. Which are really, really vital. So we can kind of basically bring it, focus down on 3, and these are the 3 pillars of the emotions, but it's also, they're like, obviously there's lots of intertwining or cocktail of emotions that are released in our body, but the 3 core emotions of our ego, which is basically our belief in separation. It's not something bad, it's created so that we can have a sense of society and a sense of separation, so that we can actually collaborate and be part of the whole. But unfortunately, most of the time it gets eroded into feeling of separation and disconnection from others. And these ego beliefs are ultimately the belief in the belief in separation. So that's a really nice way of just bringing in what ego actually means. I'm going to do a video. I've done a video on that, and you can see that this video called Suffering Comes from 3 Basic False Beliefs of 3 Core Emotions, and I'll give you the link below. But ultimately there are 3 main beliefs: sadness, fear, and anger. And those 3 main emotions, those 3 main emotions are linked to 3 limiting beliefs about separation. And like I said, this video goes into this deeply, so we're going to have a look. So we just want to really understand that these core emotions are guiding us back, our internal guidance system back to basically connection, oneness, and connection with self, with others, and beyond, and this feeling of wholeness. So whenever we're having a strong emotion, again, the 3 pillar emotions, then we can be guided back to that. These 3 core emotions are linked to the 3 limiting beliefs, and those 3 limiting beliefs are showing us where our thinking, or our thinking attitude, thinking, feeling, and actions are basically incorrect, right? That we're feeling separated. Okay, so ultimately we want to feel connected, and our emotions are guiding us, telling us where we're feeling disconnected, right? So that's a really beautiful thing, just to have really as a reframe for our emotions. And this is a really important thing to kind of, attitude towards ourselves and our emotions that we can have, so that we can start to really kind of use them as a guidance system and a barometer for our internal weather, right? So in the next video, I'm going to go on now and talk about just try and keep them shorter, so people can have pieces and steps rather than, a giant video to look at. So in the next video, I'm going to go into basically the whole spectrum of stress management or emotional management tools. I prefer to use them like, say, regulating tools or soothing tools. Like I said, it gives a sense of safety to the body, taking responsibility for your emotions, and starting to build habits that heal. Holistic habits that heal will actually, propel your emotional intelligence in all areas of your life, and so affect and benefit you in all those areas. So please join me, subscribe to my channel so you can have more of these videos, and share it with somebody who might be interested in this. And let's get into the details of in the next video, the emotional toolbox. See you then. Bye.